but her battles would be in the killing fields of the Great War. The Ulster Volunteer Force had threatened the British government with smuggled German guns. Now many of those same men joined with more than 200,000 national volunteers drawn from every county in Ireland, who would also fight in Britain's war against Germany.
John Redmond, the nationalist leader, was right when he claimed that the interests of Ireland, the whole of Ireland, were at stake in this war. But some fought to defend Home Rule, others to defeat it. Whatever their reasons, they served in 3 divisions of the British Army, the 10th and the 16th Irish Divisions, and the 36th, formed around the men of the U.V.F. It would be known as the Ulster Division.
The 36th Division was intensely territorial, its men drawn from every corner of Ulster. From factory to farm, as brothers and friends joined up together, whole communities rallied round them, and the memories of this, their own local division, were stitched forever into the story of Ulster.
The men of the 36th Ulster Division trained and drilled here on the grounds of the Clandyboy estate in County Down, in the shadow of this Scottish baronial tower.
It was built by the Marquess of Dufferin and Ava as a memorial to his beloved mother, Helen.
As those young men sailed down the loch and into history, Helen's Tower would be the last iconic image of Ulster thousands of them would ever see.
A son's love built this Ulster Tower. This tower, in a French field, was built as a memorial to the sons of Ulster who would never come home. The great chronicler of the Ulster Division was Captain Cyril Falls, who served with them in France. It was not unusual for him to find a soldier on the step of a trench with a Bible in his hand.
Falls writes that religion was near and very real to them. These were simple men who saw no reason to hide what was part of their daily lives. And then he tells us this: the old clan names of the Scottish borders, Armstrongs, Elliots, Irvings, Johnstons, Hannahs, were clustered thick together in the division, fighting once again in the army of an English king. July the 1st, 1916. In the lull before dawn, a nightingale sang. And then, as the officers' whistles blew, the Ulstermen climbed out of their trenches and marched towards the enemy. By the evening of the 2nd of July, thousands of them were missing or wounded, and 2,069 of them lay dead on this battlefield.
On that day of awful slaughter, the sons of Ulster proved beyond doubt how nobly they could fight and die. 4 of the 9 Victoria Crosses awarded for bravery on that first day of battle were given to the Ulster Division.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them.
It was one of the accidents of history that the Ulster Division fought on the anniversary of the Battle of the Boyne. But their sacrifice at the Somme would become part of a seamless thread of history, a powerful narrative which Ulster Unionists would use to unite a disparate group of people.
The Ulster Division is absolutely part of the foundation myth of the Northern Ireland state. The Boyne and the Siege of Derry and the Somme are all rolled together into this militant military tradition and a kind of sense of unconquerability of the Ulster Unionist. The sheer cost, particularly of the Somme, shows the commitment and the extent that we will do this at the cost of our lives. And mark that well is the message being communicated here.
In 1923, General Sir Oliver Nugent, commander of the Ulster Division, looked forward to the day when the memory of all those who died here for what they believed to be their duty would be honoured. It's taken the best part of a century for all sides to reclaim and remember them.
The courage of the division now came to stand for the intrinsic character of the Northern Protestant community. Their tragic, heroic story was recast as both myth and symbol, and as a statement of Unionist intent.
The Union mattered as never before. The right of the 6 counties to remain within the United Kingdom had been purchased with the blood of sons and brothers, fathers and sweethearts. At a memorial service in Ballyclare in 1917, a general told the congregation they should not think of themselves as Irishmen today, but as British citizens.